city lights to the country blue, Woody and Lou got the sports for you. From Boston streets to Kentucky's fields, get ready, folks, for the thrill it yields. Woody and Lou, sports and you, talking games, we love it's true. Every play, every score, let's dive in, it's time for more. Lacing up the boots and calling plays, debates and laughs for all the days. From Fenway Park to Derby Run, sports talk magic just begun. Woody, Lou, sports and you, sideline stories coming through. Every cheer, heartbeat soar, tune in now, we'll give you more. Celtics screams to Wildcats roar, touchdowns, goals, and so much more. Grab a seat, enjoy the ride, Woody, Lou, right by your side.
The views expressed by the hosts are their own and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the Department of Defense, the U.S. government, or any of its agencies. The information provided is for general informational purposes only and does not constitute legal advice. No attorney-client relationship is formed by providing this information, and nothing herein should be relied upon as legal counsel. For legal advice specific to your situation, please consult a qualified attorney. Braxton, no issues opening the can this episode. Episode 23. There is everywhere. Now, I sent you the topics pre-show, and I know I'm going on a little vent right here, so I'm going to go for a little bit. If you want to have any opening comments before I get going, I'm going to let you have the floor. Send it?
Send it.
So, I was away for training for about 5 days. And I come back to my apartment, and I hadn't noticed it before, but I'm walking from the parking lot, and there's like in the parking lot, there's like curb dividers, like mulched areas. And I am walking, and I almost step on this massive landmine. And then I realize, like, wait a second, there's not just one of those. This is a landmine field. There is just dog poo all over my apartment building. Not just even like to that parking lot. It's everywhere. And I don't know what to do. I don't want to be like one of those Karens, but I'm thinking about reporting this. Like, this is a problem. I pay good money to live here.
Yeah. What size dog?
So there's a million dogs in this complex. But that's like, it's very pet friendly, which maybe I should have been more aware of before I signed the lease. But there's a lot.
Do you think
of
you could you build like a profile based off the feces to the dog? Like, could you start profiling dogs as you see them out on their walks?
So I've never actually had a dog, so I'm not like very familiar with like what different landmines go to certain dogs. So I guess I could probably take a picture and chat GPT it. I haven't thought about that.
There's enough for you to talk about. I'd say we're talking about a pretty decent sized dog, but they can surprise you.
But there's just so many of them. Like, I don't know if it's just one dog or it's like multiple dog owners. Like, oh, this person doesn't clean up after themselves. I'm not going to do it either. But it's just like,
so is it like the shared grass area from the parking lot to like your apartment? Is that like the area we're talking about?
So it's like yeah, like curbs of mulch where there's dog droppings. Then there's so there's like a little path that goes from the apartment complex up to the greenway, the bike path. and there's just
Yep.
poop there. I'm trying to think where else. Oh, there's that's the parking lot, and then on the other side, like into the courtyard, there's like a more green space, like near the gym. Poop there. Almost stepped in that coming in for my run today.
I don't know if Miss Amy is on this in the chat, but she will be very opinionated about this. I think it's just a testament to the people in society that we co-inhabitate with. And it really shows you that you're really walking amongst them. Because if you don't care enough to pick up your dog's poo, what else are you letting slide by in your day-to-day life? I think it's a scope into a bigger problem in these people's lives and in society as a whole.
Yeah, and this is like, I mean, it's not like the Ritz Carlton, but I pay a fair penny of my BAH to live in this apartment complex, and it's alarming by how much poop there is.
Have I mean, you just start taking pictures and sending it to your housing manager and letting them know that this will not be tolerated any further, or you will
Oh.
seek legal action because and sign your email like Dan Woodhouse Esquire, just so they know you're serious.
All right, that's why I wanted to bring this up. So that's the confirmation I needed because I've been wrestling with this for the past like 3 days of like, what do I do? And I got the confirmation I needed that I should probably get documentation and report it.
Or what would be really cool is go out and spend some of your money and buy trail cams like hunters use and strategically place them along like highly trafficked dog walking routes in the area, and then review your footage. And every time someone lets their dog take a dump and they don't pick it up, you then print off their photo and you start publicly shaming them like on like the light poles and putting like, you're a bad person with this person letting their dog poo and not picking it up. That's also a route.
That seems rife with legal problems. That is a route. It'd be very funny to publicly shame. But we do have Miss Amy Lewis, and she just joined the chat. And she is saying, I literally yelled at someone 2 weeks ago for not picking up dog poo. Makes me so angry. So I haven't caught anyone in the act, but I can't wait for the day. I might actually wait in like a what are they called? Like a hunting stand. A hide. That's what they're called. And wait.
What would you say to this person?
I guess I didn't get that far.
So okay, so like if if it's a military aged male, you might be more inclined to say something be like, "Hey, dude, like pick up your dog's poo." But what if it's like one of your like fellow like 27-year-old female Nashvilleites, and she's just got done with her Pilates and she's walking her dog? Like, are you gonna be able to then start conflict with a possible person you could have an endeavor with?
I like to think I would
in your stance would you be there?
I want to say that I would be gender indifferent to the crime of not picking up after your dog. But I can't say what will happen in the moment.
You're gonna have biases in there.
I mean, I'd probably chicken out, to be honest.
You just take a picture and then publicly shame them.
Yeah. That's what. I mean, I'd probably just report it.
Fair enough. Yeah. I mean, have you read your lease agreement to see if there's any like?
Oh, there is. I do remember there was like a huge addendum on like pets and there. I mean, what also drives me nuts too is presumably I'm paying for this in rent, but we have so many of those like green trash cans with the baggies.
Yeah.
So there's no excuse. There is no excuse for not picking up after your dog. And like I said, it wasn't just one landmine; it was a field.
So there's been times. I guess I'll confess my sins. And you have to weigh, and I think you're in the middle of an epidemic, so I don't think this necessarily fits what's happening with you. But there's situations where, let's say you bring 2 bags and you're like, hey, my dog, at most he'll go twice.
Mm-hmm.
But say your dog goes a third time, like you
Yeah.
tried to do the right thing.
Right.
You brought 2 bags. Like, what do you do then? Like, now in theory, you'd be like, hey, I'm gonna go put them up and come back and pick it up. But there's situations where maybe like your intentions were right, and then you fell short in execution.
Yeah. Yeah. I can understand that situation, but this to me is very different because presumably, like you're at your apartment, you could easily,
Yeah.
run upstairs and get a bag. Here or there, like, something comes up, you forget, or you're running somewhere. But the amount of landmines that there are tells me that it's just pure indifference.
I hate that you're going through that.
It's definitely first world problems. It could be a lot worse. But it's just kind of gross. And I pay good money to live here.
And there's dog poo everywhere.
Yeah, it's gross.
I agree. There's nothing worse. I was at my sister-in-law's engagement party, and we were outside celebrating new love, and I had just bought these new On Clouds I was wearing, and I was out there. And the March Madness was happening, so I transitioned from outside, walked in the house, like got my shoes on, got in a recliner, put my feet up.
Oh no!
Watching some March Madness, and I was sitting there, and I could smell something. It smelled like dog poo, and I'm like looking at everybody. I'm like, "Yo, where's the dog poo?" And then Kaylee, like, she's like, "You stepped in dog poo," and you've never seen someone more mad operating an outdoor hose than I was in that moment.
Yeah.
If you want, it ruined my night.
Oh yeah.
Once I got done hosing my shoes off, I did not go back out for celebrations.
You don't know how many other landmines are out there.
No, and that's someone's backyard. Because I would say the other thing is when you have neighbors, like in military housing, you're right on top of each other, and you share a fence, and like especially in the summer months when they let their dog out to poo, and that heat gets on it. So then you go in your backyard to enjoy your backyard, and like the heat's hitting the poo, and now there's just a shared poo smell. And dog poo is really pungent.
Especially in the heat, the Savannah heat.
Or in a living room. Yeah, you can definitely smell it, and it can ruin your day. So I think I would be just as annoyed. And I think it's also one of those things where you don't have a dog. Just like when you don't have kids and kids do something and it triggers you more because you can't relate to like how simple this in theory could be. But no, I get it. I think you're justified. I think and I think from having this conversation, the clear pathway is to set up trail cams and then begin to publicly shame people. I think that's the route we go here.
Get little GoPros. Okay, so fair is me reporting this to the property management office.
And foul is letting your dog poo and not picking it up.
Yeah. We also have a award-winning listener, fair or foul suggestion. This is coming from the Mad Hatter, Mr. Chris Lewis. He says he has a fair or foul male bathroom situation I need help on if approved to be discussed. Brax, I'm going to go with you as the approval authority for Mr. Chris Lewis is fair or foul.
Send it.
Mad Hatter, send it. Okay, well, we're waiting for
it's a male bathroom.
Male bathroom situation. Oh, okay. So here we go. Stopped at a place to get gas. I went to use the bathroom. The bathroom consisted of 2 urinals with no divider and a toilet with a door. I was at the urinal with no one else. Is there more to that?
So he's saying the toilet had no door, but it was divided off for like number 2s.
It seems like it was just 2 urinals like on the wall, no divider, and then a toilet with a door. And he went to a urinal.
I would say the fair or foul that maybe he's missing out is if you're if you're in that type of bathroom and you're using the urinal and someone else comes in to pee, fair or foul, you check out each other's watches, or if you just go into the toilet.
I don't think that's the fair or foul.
And if that's what he's getting at, I would say,
What do you do if you walk into that situation? I think that is the question.
if I walk in and someone is using the one urinal and there's another urinal right next to it with no divider, and there's an open toilet,
Yes. Stall.
an open stall, unless it's like my buddy, I'm going stall. If it's a buddy, I'm going urinal and making it weird. But if it's a stranger, I'm just taking the high road and going stall. Because like you could argue that you taking the urinal is like an alpha dog move of like asserting dominance. So like I think it's just not worth the confrontation. It's just not worth that. Just go to the stall.
So that's exactly what happened to the Mad Hatter. As he was going, another patron came in beside him using the other urinal without divider.
And I think
and was talking to him. They were discussing traffic.
So what I was going to say is if someone does that to you, I think that's them trying to pull an alpha move. And your only recourse at that point is to be the first one to then engage in conversation.
Okay, so let's just, I think there's a few fair fouls in this scenario. First decision point. You go in, no one is using the bathroom. 2 urinals, no divider, stall with a door. You go in there. What do you fair or foul to go to a urinal?
I'm going urinal closest to the stall.
Okay. So it's fair. That's fair.
But you might be able to say if you go urinal further from the stall, so then the urinal left open is like boxed into the stall, that might be you like cordoning off more area.
Why wouldn't you go to the stall?
If I'm the only one in there?
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't want to go take that stall if someone just got off the interstate and is, you know, they got one coming. That would be rude.
You're a good citizen. Okay.
Yeah, you got to think about the other guy.
So then I think the real question, Mad Hatter, is the fair or foul of the situation of the second person coming in. Fair or foul to take the urinal next to you?
It's foul only. It's foul. It's fair if you know your road trip mate is tailing you and you know he has to take business in the stall.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think that would be the only situation where it's fair. I also feel like that might be someone of a certain age that would saddle up next to you at the urinal and start talking traffic. I'm thinking
like that's a 60 older.
That's what I'm thinking. Is the same age that when you literally hang out in the male locker room.
And they like to linger.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. I went to my roommate in college lived in New Jersey. I went up to his house for spring break one year, and we went to go work out at the Y. He worked out at a YMCA back home. So we're at this affluent New Jersey neighborhood YMCA, and then we had put our bags in the locker room, like our hoodies and stuff. I go to put on the hoodies and whatnot. And while we're in there, there's like multiple men in their 65 older age, just naked, but having full-blown conversations.
Oh, yeah.
And that was odd to me. And you got to think that's odd to me. And we were coming from a school that was open bay showers with zero privacy. So, and if that's odd to me, then it was weird. It was weird.
Oh yeah.
And the best part is those men don't care when other people come in.
No,
it doesn't faze them.
Unfazed.
Yeah.
Speaking of someone being phased, we got a little more from the Mad Hatter. He said that this man that joined him at this gas station bathroom was eerily silent on his approach. No chance to engage. He got caught unawares.
Eerily silent on his approach. Oh man.
Yeah, any final comments on your father's experience?
I don't know if he snuck up on you. I think all you can do is just look at him and say like, "How's it going, Tom Clancy?" or something. Just
Yeah. Jack Ryan, super spy.
yeah. What's up, killer?
And yeah, Mr. Lowe, he agrees. Definitely an over 50 crowd. Yep.
Yeah, that guy had an Atlas in his vehicle.
Did you ever use an Atlas?
My parents did, and my grandparent. I think my grandfather still does.
It's impressive.
But yeah, I remember the Atlas, the Map Quest, the maps print off the maps day before. I remember those days.
Yeah, I got my license, like learner's permit license, before smartphones when like Garmin's were like pretty pricey, like they were still like pretty
I
expensive.
remember the yeah.
Um, so I had an Atlas and did a lot of like MapQuest printouts.
Here's a question, and maybe my parents can answer. I remember them having GPSs like Garmin's. Maybe this is just my household, and I'm not accusing them of not doing this, but I just don't remember it. Like, did anyone ever actually do like the Garmin updates, or like was that Garmin only good for like 2 years before new roads were built, and then you were just cooked?
That's
So, like
actually a
you had to
great
manually
question.
update. Like, did
I
people
don't
just buy
remember. I don't
new
remember
ones?
doing it.
Yeah, like
I got
you were just
yeah.
SOL. You didn't have that new route.
We got one. Yeah, we never updated it.
Yeah, you just didn't have that route. That route wasn't available
No.
to you.
That's like, yeah, exactly how like Michael Scott ended up in that pond in that episode of The Office. Didn't update his Garmin.
Oh, what a show.
And confirms from Miss Amy Lewis, never updated it. And your grandfather still has a map in the car. Smart man.
Yeah, I mean, an EMP is not gonna impact him.
Oh man, this is going off the rails. Good show. Speaking of family, Braxton, we're going a little out of order on the ticker topics, but let's get into Thanksgiving. And Miss Amy Lewis, she wished us a happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to our award-winning listeners. What are you doing for Thanksgiving this year, Braxton?
I'm going to Charleston on.
Perfect.
Yeah, so I'll be with my parents for Thanksgiving. We're doing Kaylee's parents for Christmas.
Perfect.
What are you doing?
I'm staying local in Nashville, going to a friend's house. No, not too much planned. Gonna watch the high school team is playing on Thanksgiving Day against Concord Carlisle, so I'll check them out on YouTube.
You know, I got a fair foul for Thanksgiving. Turkey trots.
Yeah, send it.
So, you know, last year I think we were in Charleston as well for Thanksgiving last year, and that morning we went on a run, and I'm gonna close this out, and then I gotta go check on my daughter who's having she's having an episode. But anyway, we went on a run. There's a turkey trot in Charleston, and I looked it up, and it's $55. And Kaylee was like, "Are you going to sign up for it?" And I was like, "I think that's ridiculous. I got you."
We take a pause. I
can just run 3. I can just run 3 miles for free, right?
Yep.
So I was just curious, like, is the $55 for a turkey trot, is that worth it in your mind?
I feel like that's just a going rate for these races these days. Like I went to the Germantown Oktoberfest 5K. Now it's $55. It's just the going rate.
I think, and I told Kaylee this, I don't want to sound pretentious, but I run a 5K every day we do PT. So like I think like paying for that short of a race is below me. And I think that sounds pretentious, but I don't want it to be pretentious.
No, I was pretty frustrated too when I saw what that price tag was.
I'm gonna let you riff real quick. I'll be right back.
Oh boy, it's just me. No co-host. I guess this is probably going to be the situation when Braxton goes to the field, but we will have special guest star in Mr. Chris Lewis, the Mad Hatter. Gavin, I see you. It's foul to you. I'm assuming that you're talking about the urinal situation, and couldn't agree more. Definitely foul. Just sneaking up on someone unawares. Well, if if anyone in the chat wants to contribute or ask a question, I guess we could do an Ask Me Anything with with Woody right now as Braxton takes care of his parental duties. Oh, thank you. You love my shirt. Yes. Go Wildcats. That was a tough one yesterday. In Nashville. Did not have a good showing at all. I was dead wrong about that game. I picked UK. I thought that the horseshoe is finally going to fall out of Diego Pavia's you know what, and he was going to come back down to reality. But no, he just probably further cemented his invite to New York for the Heisman Trophy ceremony yesterday. Braxton, you're back.
Diego Pavia, yes. Diego Pavia had the second most total offense in UK history from quarterback position, second only to Peyton Manning on Saturday.
Yeah, I was dead wrong in that prediction.
That game was not competitive in the least.
No.
And so let's back it up. Right.
Sure. Did you hear any of my riffing?
No, but Kaylee was dying laughing when I walked in, so I'm just gonna assume that it was good. So Kentucky loses to Louisville in basketball 2 weeks ago. We get hammered. Kentucky loses to Michigan State in basketball. We get hammered last Tuesday. I decided, taking the high road, I can't live and die by the result of 18 to 22-year-olds college games on a Tuesday night. I got too much – I have too much life going on. I have too many women in this house that depend on me for me to get my emotions so deeply ingrained in the results of these games, just like I'm watching the Buccaneers lose 21-0 start of the second quarter. So anyway, I'd let basketball go, and we're 5-5, and we still have 2 games to go 7-5 in football, which I think is just a phenomenal season for Kentucky. Me and Dad are texting about it. I'd outlawed Matt Jones because Matt Jones is a naysayer who I would not allow into my headspace. Outlawed him. Here's the sad part, Dan. I woke up Saturday morning at 4:30.
It's early.
I had a really bad dream. Dad, take your fish oil. But I'm wide awake, and I'm just watching highlights. I'm getting amped up. I tell Kaylee I'm going to go get her Chick-fil-A breakfast. I'm just vibes. I'm making sure vibes are through the roof. And I called Dad on the way to get Chick-fil-A that morning, and I was telling him, I got a good feeling. I'm nervous, but we go 7-5. We're in bowl projections. I'm looking up hotels to Houston because we were projected to go to the Texas Bowl. Me and Dad are talking about what bowls we could go to, what the logistics would look like based off what bowls we could potentially go to. I'm all in that we're gonna go, and we're gonna go 7-5. From the first drive, we had about six plays. I texted Dad, said at least we can go 3 and out, and the rest was history. It was a terrible performance. At one point in the third quarter, late in the third quarter, Kaylee was she said something trying to make me feel better, and I said, Kaylee, we have 89 total yards of offense right now, to their 380. So it wasn't good. And, I sat there and I just told Kate, I was I can't keep doing this. It's gonna stroke. I live in, she told me, she's you could be an Alabama fan. I'm it's not the same. I can't. I was like, yeah, I support Alabama. I have no animosity. I live with Alabama grad and
I feel like you
fans. And,
couldn't do another SEC school.
well, I can't give my heart out like that again. I
No.
tell Kaylee, like, if something were to happen to Kaylee, like I would never remarry. It's kind of the same with like Kentucky sports. Like it just would never be the same. That burning love is just not the same, and it'd
Yeah.
always be second fiddle. But I'm telling you, Dan, they're putting me in an early grave
Yes.
because I care too much. And Kaylee tells me just to not care. I can't not
No,
care.
you can't.
It eats me alive. It eats me alive, and we got a big matchup against a Louisville team on Saturday that's not playing great. They got blew out by SMU, and I wish you could be a fly on the wall for me and my dad watching that noon game on Saturday at his house.
Man. How long of a drive is it from Nashville to Charleston?
I think it'd be whatever the distance, it'd be worth to see the amount of emotion that would be in that living room, because it's gonna be, it's gonna be.
Oh, it's gonna be fantastic.
And it'll be the biggest of highs. And the thing, and this from watching a year of sports with me, and my dad's the same way. Like a big first down can have us buying football playoff tickets, and like the 1-3 and out can have us ready to say like the season's over. So for it to be a win and go to a bowl game matchup against our biggest rivals, it's gonna be an emotional one.
So if they, what's the record right now? They're 6 and
we're 5-6.
5-6. So they need they need to win. Be bowl eligible.
They need to win. And before we get off of the Vanderbilt game, they showed Diego Pavia's mom.
And that's what your father just messaged in the chat.
Well, I would love, and I was getting pissed, but I know my dad was sitting there, and like we're just getting the break speed off of us, and they're showing Diego Pavia's mom every 5 seconds. Like I know he was seething.
Oh, I don't like these like storylines and stuff that ESPN just like gloms onto. It's that is jump the shark.
They love it, and they don't let it go. They did the same thing with when we had Reed Shepherd, and his mom and dad both played at Kentucky, and they would show his parents a million times, and it got, even as a Kentucky fan, I was like, no one cares.
No. But I don't understand. Like I know she comes from New Mexico. He gets like a million tickets. Like I don't like what is. I mean, I guess she's attractive. Like what is her like allure?
Her son is a 7th-year college player who's made Vanderbilt decent, and she's a semi-attractive 45-year-old, I think, is what she's got going for.
Okay, all right.
Like all I know is my mom's watching. Like I don't want my mom wearing those shorts and cowgirl boots to my game. Like, and I thought the whole thing with him like trying to set her up with Theo Vaughn, like I thought that was just weird. Like, that was weird to me.
I mean, it's a son looking out for he wants his mom to be happy.
Yeah. I'm going foul.
Foul. Braxton is ruled foul. Throw the flag. That's foul. I kind of lost track where we're at right now. So we were talking Thanksgiving. Now got into the Ask Me Anything segment of Woody Lou Sports and You. I guess we'll go. Well,
I gotta ask you.
Go ahead.
I got a fan question.
Yes.
Miss Patsy wants to know if you went to the CMAs this year.
Miss Patsy, I did not go to the CMAs. However, I feel like there's some sort of country music award show on Sunday night, like every other weekend. Like there is no genre of music that gives out awards more than American country music.
If you want to talk about jumping the shark, Lainey Wilson has jumped the shark for me.
Why is that?
They got to stop pushing her. She's too much. there's only one face of female country music right now. That's Ella Langley. It's not Lainey Wilson, and I will die on that hill.
Okay. I'll have to check her
I'm
out.
sorry. One more thing. While we're on the topic,
Yeah.
we're just jumping here. Have you seen the Morgan Wallen arrest video yet?
No.
Watch that tonight before you go to sleep.
Okay.
They have the full body cam, start to finish, 30-minute video. Watch that.
I didn't even know he got arrested.
That's when he threw the chair off of Chiefs on Broadway.
Ah, yes.
That whole video was nuts.
All right.
And it didn't help when two crazy things happened. I'll just spoil it. At one point during the arrest, or like during the investigation prior to arrest, he calls Eric Church to talk to one of the cops. Who Eric Church is one of the owners of the bar.
Ah.
And turns out Morgan Wallen was the first person to be arrested at that bar. And then 2, when he gets in the cop's car, who's the one who's going to transport him to the jail, he had on Spotify Morgan Wallen radio. And Morgan's listening to himself sing in transit.
As he's going to jail.
It was a weird video. I just want you to watch that. I wish you'd seen it so we could talk.
Oh, yeah. We'll discuss it next episode, yeah.
That's your country music update.
Country music update. That's good. We cover it all on Woody Lou's Sports and You. This is another topic that is not a ticker topic that just came to me, and you kind of sparked my memory speaking about watching you, living with you as a sports fan for 9 months. But another thing that is really grinding my gears, in addition to all of the dog poop, is traffic and drivers in Tennessee and Kentucky, Braxton. They stink.
Why do they stink?
Well, they don't know how to merge on and off of a highway, namely being 24 east and west, causing accidents, backups. There's an accident every single day on I-24, and it absolutely befuddles me because conditions aren't really that bad. There's no weather. It's not dark. And it's a pretty straight highway. Not many like curves and hills and blind spots. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because when was this? This was right before I went to the training exercise. So I've been smart about now we're coming full circle, using my iPhone to plug in on Waze, Google before I leave the office to know how long it's going to take to get home, or if there's any alternate routes. Unfortunately, there's really only one route from Fort Campbell, Kentucky to where I live in Nashville, and that's I-24. And I saw there was an accident, so I tried to go a different way, and I got caught up in the residual backup traffic, and it was an absolute nightmare that took me 2.5 hours to get home.
Yeah, I told you this multiple times. The interstate from Campbell to Nashville got to a point that it wasn't even worth going to Nashville because of the drive. I'll say this. That's the second worst stretch of road. For me, the worst drivers are in South Carolina, the entire state. Regardless if you're on 95 or 26, South Carolina to me takes the kick. But my first traffic accident was on, I guess, 24. It was a hit and run where I got hit and they ran.
I shouldn't laugh. The way you said that was kind of funny.
Yeah. So that was my first ever traffic accident I was in.
Doesn't surprise me if someone hit you on 24.
So I just got done. It was like December 22nd. I just went Christmas shopping at Opry Mills, and I just merged on, and a guy just floored it, smoked me. We both pulled off to the side of the road. I got out, And once my feet hit the pavement, he almost hit me peeling out. But he didn't know I was a trained law enforcement officer who got his license plate and then called it up.
Nice.
When they finally found the guy, they offered me to press charges, but said this dude's definitely not going to show up, so you'll be more mad than satisfied. So I did not press charges because I was a hardworking platoon leader who had things to do. But yeah, the Bucks are getting killed right now. I don't want to live report, but we're getting murdered. 28-7 first half.
But for whatever reason, when I was just sitting at a standstill on some like service road on 24, and like it seemed like actually I was driving through a farm field. Google just took me this way, and I got so backed up with everyone else trying to avoid the accident. But it brought me back to when we were in Poland together. If you remember the trip that you and me and Master Sergeant made to Poznan, and I laughed so hard because you were not happy to be going on this drive at all. We woke up very, very early to make it was what, like almost a 2.5, 3 hour drive from the base to the airport.
Yeah, that's when I went with you to get the guy to when they were receiving in country.
Yeah, it must have been right around Thanksgiving, I think, because that was like one of the last like main body flights. And yeah, you were going to get your NCO. I had to do the theater in brief, which talk about American taxpayer dollars sending me there for less than 15 seconds. But yeah, so I what I think happened was I had gone on another trip where we didn't have like any money, whatever the zloty, the Polish zloty. So we turned the setting on to avoid tolls.
No tolls. Yeah.
Didn't turn that
clearly
back off, and you woke up to us like the crest of a little hill in a farm field. And I'll let you tell the story.
You got the car stuck.
No, we were seconds away from getting that stuck. I stopped because I saw what we had to go through, and you wake up like all groggy, coming off of some muscle relaxer.
I told you, Dan, if you get this car stuck, I'm not getting out to help. I think is what I said.
No, and then I looked over at Master Sergeant. I was like, "What do we do?" He was like, "Gun it, sir." I was okay.
He was useless. He was useless in this situation. Because I know who you're talking about. He was useless. He was not what we needed in that situation. Well, while we're on that, two things happened. So we were going, me and Colin, more on him later. We were going from Lithuania back to Poland, and we were at the Suwalki Gap.
Oh yeah, you almost drove into Kaliningrad.
And there was traffic, really bad traffic on the interstate. It's pitch black, and it's just hail and snow down. And so it took us a different way, and we end up on a country road, a one-lane country road, and it's pitch black. We have no cell service, and it's snowing really hard. And on Colin's phone, his locations were all over the place, and it looked like we were like an inch from being in Russia. And he was having an actual anxiety attack. And he was like, "Dude, we're about to cross." I was like, "I promise we won't. It'll be fine." And I was like, "You need to be more worried about the fact that we're in like 8 inches of snow in a freaking sedan with no snow tires." It's
bigger issue. Like the same car that we got almost stuck in that field, some sedan.
And we have no cell service to call anybody. That's the bigger issue here, buddy. We ended up surviving that, and then I remember we went to when we got off that country road, got back on the interstate, and he was like just praising the Lord. We stopped at a McDonald's, and there was a parking lot full of Belarusians, cars registered out of Belarus, and he was then petrified that we were getting collected on while we were eating our Big Macs. And then
you in uniform?
Another time, no. I had to take when me and the surgeon went on the all the false visits, and we were going to SK, and the maps had us like she got turned around and it wanted us to take this road, and I was like, hey, this is a farmer's like field. This isn't like a sanctioned road.
I
And we're
think that was
driving
almost
through
where we got stuck. It was some farmer's field.
we're driving through a farmer's field, and I was like, this is like a man's like homestead that we're driving through, right? Like this isn't even a road. Like this is crop that we're driving through. Oh gosh. But Way said to do it, so what are you gonna do?
Well, it happened in America too, because I felt like I was driving through a field trying to avoid this backup on I-24, and it brought me right back to Poland.
Everyone's got Michael Scott in them.
That's right.
Yeah. Good
But
time.
I've never seen you so mad when you woke up from that slumber you had in the back of that car.
I was knocked out.
You were not happy.
No,
I think you woke up expecting for us to be at the airport.
Yeah, I was waiting for my Egg McMuffin, and I were
just
about to be.
I'm at a dead stop, asking what to do.
Good times.
Yeah, that was fun. I think that was right. That was like Thanksgiving time, like 2 years ago. That's crazy.
Yeah, dude, that's a lot. It's flown by, man.
It has. So, what are you looking forward to most this Thanksgiving? Not turkey trotting.
I'm just thankful that we get to have it with Gigi, her first Thanksgiving, and thankful my mom's cooking, and the whole weekend is gonna live and die by what happens on Saturday at 12 o'clock. So I'll report back after that, but I mean, you'll find out just how thankful I am based off what happens on Saturday.
We might need Miss Amy Lewis or producer Kaylee. If you could get some video and post that to our socials, I think that could get some traction and maybe get Woody Lou Sports and You a viral moment.
We'll need some bleeps. But, I remember being a 28.5-point underdog to Louisville, and they had Lamar, and we went and beat them in Louisville, so it's not impossible.
It's 28. What's the line? It's 28.5 points?
No, it's 4.5, but it was 28.5.
I was going to say, like, Louisville's not that good.
No, they're still a 4.5-point favorite, so.
You want to hear an unreal stat from this past weekend?
Send it.
Notre Dame had more points than passing yards.
Yeah, weren't y'all up like 14 or 21 to nothing and didn't even have the ball yet?
Yeah, they had a pick six, block punt, another pick six. I think we were 21-0 before offense touched the ball.
Yeah, our defense just likes to play 15 yards off the wide receiver and still get burnt on a streak. That's what we're into in Kentucky.
Ooh, it looks like we have a new listener. I think I know who this is. Hokie Law Dog Danville, VA. Sam, good to hear from you. Looking forward to seeing the Hokies knock the Cavs out of ACC title contention this weekend. Yeah, that'd be nice. There's no love lost for me when it comes to University of Virginia, the Wahoos.
Are we happy about the James Franklin hire?
I'll have to go to our Hokie.
Well, and I'll say this, like, if you could, because everyone's like, oh, he couldn't win a big game. If he came to Kentucky and got us 8 to 11 wins every year, and maybe a couple first round playoff appearances, I mean, I would take it in a heartbeat. But I thought it was weird how they had him in studio or in the booth during the game. I thought that was odd. I get it, but it's not his team yet. It's just
right.
It was
extremely happy. And I think I would be extremely happy too. James Franklin being a Virginia Tech fan. I mean, instantly brings them, credibility, relevance, and a track record of, what he did at Vanderbilt. I wouldn't say built a program at Penn State. He inherited. It wasn't great, but Bill O'Brien did a pretty good job recovering from the Joe Paterno and Sandusky uh, penalties and all that. But he's a good
He's not
coach,
gonna
James Franklin.
he's not gonna get fired at Virginia Tech for having one singular bad year after winning multiple. I mean,
No.
I think Penn State's an identity crisis. We've talked about that. In an ACC, you can win in the ACC. You can win now in the ACC. Dabo his khakis need to get hung up one last time. When we're talking about, Virginia, SMU has a big NIL budget, but Louisville obviously is in shambles. Jeff Brom, I don't think Jeff Brom will leave, but you can win now in the ACC.
Oh, absolutely. And because
With
no one
Clemson-
wants to win in the ACC.
With Clemson
Look at
being
what happened to Georgia Tech this past weekend.
with Clemson on the downswing, you're putting all your stock in Miami not imploding, which they always do, and then Georgia Tech, which is just any team in the ACC can be Georgia Tech on any given year. You know what I'm saying? Like you can always there'll always be another Georgia Tech, if you will, coming out of the ACC.
What do you think about UNC in Chapel Hill?
Well, I think you need to see if you can get on Jordan's legal team because she's suing Pete Thamel.
Really?
Or no, Paulo Torre.
Oh, yeah. Well, Pablo Torre
Yeah.
has, now like redirected his whole career into doing investigative journalism into Jordan Hudson.
Yeah, she said she posted on Instagram that she was going to sue him, and then he responded to it by saying, "I'm guessing this is a no for you coming on the show to talk."
Have you listened to or read any of it? It's investigative journalism at its finest.
I've seen some clips, and I don't know. You'll have people like Matt Jones here defend Jordan because he thinks she's a boss woman, but it's just because he wishes he was dating a 24-year-old. But it's weird. Like it's a spade, man. It's weird, and there's more to the story.
Oh yeah. Well, did you? So go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you're
I was
good.
gonna say two things I want to bring up with Jordan. The first is, did you see? I know not the most credible source, but the New York Post. There's allegations that Stephen Belichick's wife, so Bill's son, who is the defensive coordinator at UNC, went on a 40-minute profanity-laced tirade about Jordan in some UNC like football office with Bill Belichick there, and Bill just kind of sat there for 40 minutes is how the story goes.
Yeah, he was like talking about how I hope your kicker misses this. You're gonna come back and beat me. He made it. It's weird. And like the thing is, you gotta assume like this sister-in-law, like these people care about Bill. And they're all gonna say that they care more about him, but Jordan, the 24-year-old, is gonna claim that she cares more about this 76-year-old man than anyone else in the room who's known him for decades.
Then the second, which I think is even the more newsworthy in my opinion, is that not only is Jordan on an adult cheerleading team, but this adult cheerleading team competes, and Bill went to the competition. I think it was in Raleigh, like this past week. And by the look on your face, you were not tracking the story.
I would relate that to, let's say Kaylee played U.S. women's soccer, right? And let's say Kaylee is like a 6-time gold medalist in women's soccer. And let's say that'd be like me having her, but in this scenario, she's 50 years older than me, and she's coming to watch me play in like my men's softball league.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. Any way you slice it. But also, I think that's still not as weird as like, and this I'm a girl dad, but like, are adult cheerleading things, is that real?
Yes.
Like people, that's not even like mainstream. That's like very niche.
Oh, it's very niche. I had no idea they existed until I heard this story on, I was listening to 98.5, the Sports Hub, like the local Boston news radio. And I would say, yeah, just like Pablo Torre, Bill Belichick and Jordan Hudson are fodder for them. And they brought this up. But you bring up a good point. Like, there's beer league softball. Like, why is beer league softball different than adult cheerleading?
Well, it's ingrained in America, but here's the difference, and I'll tell you the difference because I'm a dance dad. If let's say my girls go and they dance at a college,
Hmm.
or they cheerlead at a college, dance or cheerlead, and they're 24. They're still like they still love dance,
Hmm.
cheering. They love choreography and competing. I promise you, if you're 24 and you're any good and you're passionate about it, I can find you 32 teams, 31, not including the Cowgirls, that you could go be a cheerleader for right
Hmm.
now. Like outside of Dallas cheerleaders, if you are any good and you're willing to get paid like $12 an hour,
Right.
you can go be like a professional. And that still comes off better because they get, they get endorsements and stuff. They're selling a brand at that point, but like, yeah, or maybe you can just say if you're on a competitive adult cheerleading team, like, you have to really just love the game, and she
It's
just has the
definitely,
love of
oh,
the
it
game.
is definitely love of the game because I have to imagine you're obviously not getting paid and you're probably paying for all this gym time, like tournament entry fees, travel. I imagine it's not cheap.
I guess. I mean,
Um,
I guess I'm the bigot because if I had the time, if I didn't have like the kids at the stage
mhm.
of life, like I would be on an adult league team. So like, I'm not hating on her being a part of an adult league team. Because like I think that's fine. I think that's
Yes.
normal for humans to want to be part of to maintain that culture and camaraderie.
Hmm.
I think the weird part is just the elephant in the room of her 76-year-old boyfriend who's won 6 Super Bowls is also there. I think that's just let's just call it what it is.
Yeah,
That's the weird part.
that's weird. But then I also like I do think it's. I mean, yeah, maybe this is me being a sexist bigot. It's just adult cheerleading. It's kind of weird. Like
I mean, I know what I'm watching on YouTube before I go to sleep tonight because I got to find out more about this
it just
world.
feels like
And
one of
why
those
is that?
things. It's like I don't know. For me, it's like it's very like cheerleading is like well, I guess there's professional cheerleaders for your sports teams, but it's like a very like college, like school based, like cheer squad, like pep rally, and it's like, hey,
Yeah,
once you graduate school, it's kind of like that's
because these professional like NBA, NFL cheerleaders, like they're more so dancers. It's
yeah,
not like college because like even like the cheerleading they do on the side, like there's a competitive aspect to that. I guess there's not an Olympic sport for cheerleading. I guess it'd just be like
like
contemporary dance,
gymnastics,
maybe break dancing.
breakdancing. That's a one and done for the Summer
Yeah, that
Olympics.
the Aussies ruined that for everybody. Thank you, Australia. But yeah, I mean, gosh, I didn't know that. So I'm glad you brought that to my attention. But like maybe that's what's wrong with America because you don't blink an eye at an adult softball league. Like
Right.
you don't even think that. No one thinks that's weird. Like, oh, yeah, they're playing adult softball.
Like it's also, I mean, it's like an adult softball. Like you can, I think what's different is like, yes, there's leagues, but you could theoretically get 18 guys together and just go like play, like, and that's gonna like you could have a game if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
So
Whereas
you're
like
right. So
adult like cheerleading, like there has to be
there's
judges.
judges
Who's
involved.
judges? Like where are these judges coming from? Like there's got to be some kind of like
There's audio,
governing
audio.
body.
There you got music
Oh, yeah,
guys.
yeah. Like, you gotta rent out space. Like, I think that's what's, like, different for me, but
Also, like if my spouse is this highly successful football coach, why do I feel the need to go and do that?
in
Because I could
season.
be in season.
So that
Like
was the
you
other
want to
thing
talk
too,
about
like, so there's a lot of, like, former players that are on, like, these, 98.5, shows and who spent a lot of time around the Patriots, either, like, as, like, media people or former players, and there's, like, Bill would never. Like during the Patriot dynasty days, like he told players, like, "Hey, like, you probably want to talk to your wife or girlfriend sometime in July or August. You're not going to see them for the next however many weeks.
My dad wouldn't let me go to the pool during baseball season when I was 10. It's going to affect my bat speed.
Is this before or after you peed on your hands?
This is during. He took WWE away from me for going 0 for that doubleheader. I was in 3rd grade. He took WWE. He said I was too worried about watching men sweat on each other than playing baseball.
Well, speaking of which, too, another thing, like, but I guess it's just, ingrained in American culture. Like, you look at like these smaller like wrestling circuits, like those are grown men that are probably not getting paid much. They're showing up at your local
The
like
love of the
Eagles
game.
club, just putting on a show. That was one of my most favorite sporting events. This was in Lisle, Illinois. I went to an Eagles club where it was amateur wrestling. I paid $15, and at the door, they gave me a red cup and said the course kegs were in the back. It was awesome.
So and this is just where I suck as a husband. After we had Elliot, so we had Elliot in April, our anniversary in August. I took Kaylee to a Chattanooga Lookouts game for our anniversary.
This is when you saw LA De La Cruz, right?
Elliot was playing, but then fast forward to our next trip without Elliot, when it was just us. I took her to Louisville, and we went to a sports bar and watched Kentucky and Florida play, and then immediately went from there to watch OVW's Royal Rumble. It's called the Nightmare Rumble. So I had her, and I thought I justified it by having like front row seats in this like 200-person venue crowd to the Royal Rumble. She claims she didn't hate it, but I was super into it. We're like there for a short while. They had a contract with Fight TV, and I had bought Fight TV for like $5 for the year to like I was watching OVW.
That's really funny.
Ridiculous.
That's a deep cut.
Love the game, dude.
Love the game.
And one of those guys from OVW who was like in his 40s, he was like a substitute teacher. He's now a main character on.
I think Kevin James made a movie about that.
Well, he's on Sylvester Stallone's Tulsa King. He's a main character in Tulsa King. He got picked up. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So you never know, dude. But I don't know. Jordan's a case study. Her Netflix documentary is gonna be so good. I cannot wait.
I really enjoy those. I forget like what the brand is, but the Netflix like sports documentaries are awesome.
Oh, they're so good.
Speaking of like weirder like sporting events, I found out today because I was super invested in the FCS playoff selection show.
I watched the whole selection show.
The championship is in Nashville at First Bank Stadium.
You got to go.
Guess how much tickets are?
They're probably $5.
No, we're talking plus 200.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm dead serious.
That makes me happy. We watched the selection show this morning, and I told Kaylee, I was like, the Citadel hasn't made it to the FCS playoffs since my sophomore year of college. So it's been 10 years now. And so we started having the conversation where I was explaining to her the difference between FCS. We both realized that I did not know what it stood for.
Football Championship Series, right?
Yeah, something like that. I don't remember. We looked it up. But I explained to her the nuance of FCS and then D2, D3, whatever. But yeah, we got really into it, and my parents go to all Citadel games, and we went to one last week. Like FCS football is electric, especially like, could you imagine if you lived in like Montana and you were going to like those games, or North Dakota? Like that's SEC caliber. Like, the equivalent up there.
Do you remember when game day went to Fargo?
Yeah,
The whole town
and
shut down.
so my sophomore year, the Citadel, Chris Fowler had tweeted that the Citadel, because that's when they used to go to the FCS game every year,
Mhm.
and we had a game that was for the for the SoCon championship at home, and Chris Fowler or Kirk Herbstreit had tweeted like the Citadel's a contender for this week, and we've tried so hard to get them to come. They didn't. It's probably for the best, but yeah, FCS football is. I've watched a lot of FCS football. I had 4 years of watching every FCS football game possible.
And this
It's
year
good.
is
It's
the
good.
first year that the Ivy League is going to be in the playoff.
We got 2 teams in.
They do. Yep. Yeah, Yale
And
beat Harvard to win to tie for the Ivy League championship, and then Harvard got an at-large bid.
because Yale probably wouldn't have gotten in if they would have lost.
Probably not.
It was a big storyline. I watched like a quarter of that game.
Yeah. Well, and that also too is so I was pretty invested in that game. Went for a walk yesterday, and I tried to listen to the game on the radio, like on the TuneIn app, like a local radio station. So it made me feel much better about our little production, Braxton, because for a major sporting event like the game, Harvard versus Yale for the Ivy League championship, they had technical difficulties for the entire first quarter and did not have a technical difficulty screen. So for about 15 minutes, you heard them live troubleshooting their broadcast, which was so funny and just made me feel so much better about our rinky-dink production.
I tuned into a Citadel game this year, and they didn't have audio for the whole first quarter. And the best part is they would still pan to the booth, and they were talking, but there was no audio being produced. And then I watched a Citadel basketball game on TV this year, and I don't think I'm man enough to admit I would struggle with play-by-play.
Yep.
Just because like I think that's a skill that you got to.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But you could put me on any basketball game right now, and I could be a color commentator.
I believe you could.
I could color commentate any basketball game right now. Like I hope, they're doing a holiday tournament at the Citadel, and I think we should get there in time to watch. I forgot who's playing on Wednesday. Like I might just wear a suit just in case, like the guy, like someone calls in sick.
Call you in.
And ESPN Plus needs me just to fill in. Like I'll get down. I don't need makeup. Like just give me the mic, dude. I'll color commentate this whole thing.
There's got to be some way we can get you into a booth somewhere.
You would think, like, Dad talks about how he talks to the AD all the time. You can't put a word in, but hey, my son could color commentate, a game on ESPN Plus. I could do it. I have media background.
That's right.
He's produced 23 sports shows.
We're putting together a decent portfolio.
Oh my gosh, wouldn't that be awesome? What if we could get Woody and Lou to call like a random February Citadel game?
I don't think I'd be good at play-by-play nor color commentating, but I'd go to the game.
You'd be the play-by-play guy if it was you and me, right?
This is going to be a bad broadcast.
Or maybe we just don't play-by-play at all. We just talk the whole time.
A Manning cast?
Yeah, we just Manning cast it. And maybe like that gets some traction. Like people are like, oh, hey, these guys are fun. They don't really they just talk.
Yeah, we're not 2 Super Bowl winning quarterbacks.
That helps.
Well, Braxton, we're coming up on the hour 9 mark, and I know you have a very early morning. Kind of went off the rails, kind of a little free for all, but it was a fun episode. Do you have any final thoughts?
I just want to put this in the ether. Right now, I have 167 fantasy points to your 81.
Yikes.
And I have my tight end playing right now. You have Puka Nakua playing, and you're still due T. McMillan and your 49ers defense. I'm going on air now saying that you will end up beating me 170 to 169.
There's no way.
There's mathematics.
It's math. Yeah, I know you ran the numbers. It's mathematically possible, but what Gibbs did today for you, that has to be the highest single week performance this season. 55 points.
So I have Jahmyr Gibbs. He had 55 points. I picked up Jameis Winston because I thought Joe Flacco was going to get benched for Joe Burrow this week. When they said Joe Burrow was out, I put Flacco back in the starting position. Flacco produced 9 points. Jameis Winston had 32. So if I would have started Jameis Winston, I would have had 87 points.
2 players.
Just from 2 players. So if I would have had Jameis start, I'd be ready to call my victory celebration, go into victory formation, but I'm not prepared to do so because I've lost 99 to 1% games before.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
if I do win,
I don't
be your
think
first loss.
I don't think this would have made a difference, but Drake May had a lot of opportunities today to put in the end zone, and the Patriots just couldn't do that. And they had a May to Hunter Henry. Touchdown that was called back. Pick play was called. That one hurt me. And Kayshon Boutte didn't really do anything coming back from injury.
He did nothing, but Hunter Henry made up for it. Hopefully, Matthew Stafford and the Rams just run out the ball, and Puka Nacua doesn't get any more touches, and your field goal kicker stays on the sideline. And hopefully we can.
I don't think I'm scoring 86 more points.
You don't think you got 86 on the board?
No.
I hope not.
I mean, 167 has to be the highest single week total for a team this year.
No, I think it was Kulu or Mason banged like a 182 one week.
Okay.
There's a 182 on the board. And Mason's team's a problem.
Is that going to be brought up on this episode?
I'll say it. I'm the governor. And
the governor.
He had put in a trade probably 4 weeks ago, and
very under the radar. I didn't get a notice on that.
I didn't think it was above board, so I called the 2 parties involved, and the person who he was targeting was Amon-Ra St. Brown, and the guy trading him, I called to get his side of the story, and it briefed extremely well of why the trade made sense for him and why the trade made sense for Mason.
Okay.
But all I know is now I'm looking at Mason's roster, and it consists of Justin Herbert, Christian McCaffrey, James Cook, Smith Njigba, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Dallas Goedert, Ashton Genty. And that's concerning because he also right now he's at 140 points, and Christian McCaffrey hasn't even warmed up.
Yeah,
has not touched the football, and his defense got negative points this week. So his team might be a problem.
Yeah, looks like a good team heading into the playoffs.
Yeah, so but I think I'm close to securing myself a top 4 finish in the league, and that's an improvement from last year. I don't know if Kaylee has sent, Gavin's trophy out yet, but at a minimum, he'll get that for Christmas.
There you go.
So,
I'm also still waiting. I'm a size medium for my shirt.
Okay, I'm about to do a double or nothing bet on the Texas.
Oh, okay.
About to double down.
Right now?
Next episode, I'm prepared to take my wager.
Okay.
This one's going to cost, though.
I probably better get good odds, double or nothing.
You'll get good odds.
All right.
We'll see if you take it.
I'm excited.
I'll gamble myself into foreclosure. You know that.
I do know that. I got nothing further other than a happy Thanksgiving week to everyone. If you're traveling, please be safe. Don't drive like the drivers on I-24. They're terrible. I think I speak for both Braxton and I that we are thankful for all of you tuning in each week.
Yes. Thank you all.
That was a great send off, Braxton. All right, we're out of here.